hello. I don't know if you can see this. I don't know if you can see this. Okay, you're here in Apple, so that means that the stream is running. Welcome to the stream. I had like the biggest technical issue yet, so I just came back to with another stream because I had to restart it. I don't know why my audio was not being detected the first time, so I had to like restart the whole thing. And I'm just getting again to this. Let's see if now it works. Because I don't even see this being public yet, which is very weird. How did you get into? Okay, yeah. Now we're live. Now we're live. Hello again. Hello again. That one guy. Welcome again to the stream. Now at least I have audio, so that's good. Now we're rolling. And what about the other one? Schedule stream, reuse settings. Here, this is what day is this today? It's day 25, I think. Yeah, day 25. Let's do next, starting at to 12, done. And let's see. So now, let me show you what I'm doing so you know what this is all about. So here, I should be able to just do this. Let's hope I can go live vertically too. Say a nipple, the other one exists, but I don't know if it works well. Well, I hope that the vertical is good now. Let's see, and I'm gonna get my virtual background. Yeah, I had to like restart my whole PC. You know what? I thought it was like just audio, but I had to restart my whole PC because um my mouse basically didn't even work before. Like once I closed NVIDIA Broadcast, the mouse stopped working, so I had like to hard reset my computer. And that one guy is like, also, when are you going to learn Polish? I'm learning it, and it's literally C said, like in every sentence, like a cat walked over your keyboard. I don't know. I don't think I'll learn Polish very soon, if at all. What's up, Cheese? Welcome to the stream. That point say probably never AI is getting good translation. Yeah, an actual use case for AI that actually benefits humanity. I think it's cool to learn languages just because, like, just to learn them. But I don't have like any actual use to for anything that's not. Well, Spanish and English, to be honest. Nepo, okay, yeah, the translation. Okay, now that we're live and you can see like my face doubling, but with a little bit of delay. Well, you can actually see how much of a delay I actually have because you can see what happened there before. Uh, so yeah, let's see if both streams are running. Let's just do a final check because I want to make sure that everything is fine. And I don't see the vertical. I don't see the vertical stream. So this is the vertical. Is no, both are. What? Both seem to be. This is very weird. Stream health, stream settings. Because you don't see any other stream running. Here, I only see the vertical one, or sorry, the horizontal one, but I don't see the other one. If I do edit, well, normally you would see this vertically. let's go here and press, yeah, public save. Let's see if that will do it. I don't know. Okay, yeah, and what if I go to this one? Let's see if that will do it. I guess it's okay. I'm not sure. I've never seen it like this. I've never seen it like this actually. Let's hope it works. Let's hope it works. I don't have a way to really check how it looks. If any of you can join the vertical stream to let me know if it's running correctly, I would appreciate it. But yeah, anyways, if it doesn't, like I would have to restart again. So yeah, probably gonna do it later if I do it. Looks all good. Okay. All aliens speak English apparently. Yeah, in Mass Effect. Yeah, they do. Um, okay. Now, what we're going to do today, because I wasn't able to have a proper introduction for today, because I had to like restart the whole thing and like make sure that it's working now again. I'm still not sure if the vertical stream works, but let's hope it's working. So today we're gonna continue with the spell that we did yesterday, and also let me show you what I modified because I did change some stuff off stream. So I did some off camera mining, and I tied up the spell, this chain lightning spell. So it works exactly the same way as yesterday, but now it's a little bit cleaner, not only to read, but like just cleaner. I documented it in stuff. I put some comments in it, so there shouldn't be any sort of problem. And yeah, now so what I want to do is basically add. Have you seen in other games where there are like element effects or like status effects that have an overlay? Let's say there is like the basic material of the enemy, and on top of that material they have like a halo or something of a color that indicates which status effect they are being affected by. That's exactly what I want to do with this. Also, Mijo, you say, Roman, how are your cats doing? My cats are doing pretty well. My little kitty is a chunky little girl, and the other one's getting a little bit older. He's like 13 years old, but he's healthy. He seems very healthy. And Napoli say, not gonna lie, bro. After I played your game yesterday for at least an hour, I can follow along better. Yeah, so now you'll be able to see. You see, there are many differences from the version that you played yesterday. You have the settings menu. You have well a bunch of different stuff changed. I think first of all, like you can walk while your casting spells do. Um, there are a lot of changes. Like here, this thing lets you know where you have to go to get to the zone, so you have a better, like a clear objective. And also, this is the script that, or this is the spell that we have been working on. So this one, it stuns the enemies, and you can see the particles there. We did that just yesterday. Modified the particles, and I want to do some more feedback. So maybe also changing the health bar to have like a like an overlay for yeah to let the player know the entity that has that health bar displaying has the status effect of shock. And yeah, let's see. Let me read you. Say never. I've been stuff like different color for when you do crit damage. Yeah, I don't have critical damage. Like critical damage is not a thing now. or well, it is in the sense that you can do like more damage to if you fire a spell to an enemy that has an element. So a fire entity will get damaged double. Will get double the damage by an ice spell. But yeah, that's like the only thing similar to critical damage that we have so far. Yeah, we have to do a lot of things. Like I always say this, but like this is just the beginning of the game, or this is just like locking in the main thing, the main like gameplay. But we need to make the map way bigger. We need to add cosmetics, like you can change your hat, you can change your gloves, you can change the well your core, you can change your boots, and they should also give you like some sort of elements effects or I don't know if you have the full set of something, it's gonna like have more power or give you a special ability, like in Terraria, for example. You know that one guy you say make a one shot mode where you have one health and the enemies are faster. Hardcore, but in Untitled Wizard game. That's not a bad idea. I haven't thought about that. Uh, I this one I don't know if I'll actually add it, but I would like to have it in here. Let me see if I can. Yeah, just copy this and let me bring up Notion because I since I had to restart everything, everything just got closed down. Because I normally like open every single program that I'm going to be like using while I stream. But now it's not going to like I had to open everything again, and I forgot about Notion. Okay, so it's one shot mode. There it is. Okay, so yeah, this is what we're going to do today. By the way, just this. So having a material overlay with this Fresnel is a Fresnel. I don't know if you have seen it, but for example, the shields or the shields here use that. Like the stone uses a Fresnel effect. Uh, we're gonna make the health bar change colors. I don't know if I will put an overlay. We'll see about that, and we'll see if we expand the functionality of this of the effect or not. And this is how this is done too. Let me show you what we did on the code. So the chain lighting is gonna jump to uh, definite numbers of enemies, and it's gonna prioritize the closest valid target. So yesterday, um, Art gave me some code that would like organize things in order of who is closest, but I chose to do something else because he was using link, and nothing wrong with using link, but there is a way to just grab the list itself has something called sort. So I did a sort in here like this. So let me go through everything here so you can like get what I'm doing. Hardcore mode, surprise cat. See, okay, I might do that for PDF for Bubble Time Frenzy. And Cheese, you say, Roman, did you break the slots for me? Uh, well, you have to figure it out. You'll have to figure it out. So losing for the fifth time in a row. Damn. Yeah, Miho was here yesterday, rigging the slots. Okay, so the first step of this is like making the base functionality of impact spell. So if there is another step to this spell, it's gonna appear. You know. Otherwise, this is what's going to happen. I first want to get a string, and the string is going to be the tag of the basically what's the if it's an enemy spell or a player spell. So it's going to be either enemy or player, and that's going to depend. This is just a ternary operator for the ones that are not familiar. When you use the interrogation sign, you can do like a true here and false here. So I basically ask the program, is enemy spell true? If it is, then return this, and if it's not, then return this. So if it's enemy spell, it's going to return enemy. If it's player, or well, if it's not enemy spell, it's going to return player. Now I've cleared my list of the valid enemies, so I can start adding them from 0, and then I get the colliders on a sphere. So the sphere, I'm just basically going to like have a sphere, and whatever is in the sphere, I'm gonna get it, and I'm going to basically ask it here for every single thing that I got from the sphere. I'm gonna ask it, does it have a health component? Like, is it a thing that has a health component? Is it an entity that's alive? If it is, then we can continue, because I first or ask it here if it's not null. So if it has a health script component, and also if the tag is not the one that we have. If it's, for example, if it's an enemy spell, I don't want to grab enemies. So I'm only going to do it if it's not an enemy. And if it's a player and I'm grabbing a player, I don't want to grab it. So I'm going to add whatever is valid, and we are going to have every single valid enemy in there. Now, the next step is just sorting the list from who is closest to the current transform that position. So what we do is basically you can do this like this. You're going to get the direction. So the direction is just the position it's at minus the position you're at. So that's going to give you a direction, and you're going to get the square magnitude of that. So it's like taking the square root of that and getting the magnitude of that in the same thing. This is square magnitude, and that's going to give you the distance. That's a floating value, or that's a decimal value. Now we're just going to compare to the next one. So if the next one is less, we are gonna get it to the top, you know. And then we are just going to get we're just gonna damage the enemies which are closest. So we're just gonna do an iteration through our valid enemies that are in our list, and we're gonna do receive damage with the spell data. That's it. That's how this thing works, and the spell data itself is gonna take care of actually like assigning any status effect or whatever. It's just that. And Napoli say, isn't that performance intensive if every enemy was doing it? No, it's not. It's not intensive. It's not performance intensive. Just because I'm only playing this one time. Well, first of all, the spells are cached. They are in a pool, so they are not going to be instantiated a lot. The list also is something that you create one time, so you're not going to be like creating an allocating new memory. And also, this only happens once on impact. So on impact is going to do the overlaps here, and the more I would guess the most expensive part of this would be the sorting more than anything else. And yeah, it's just on impact, so it's gonna run just once you use the spell. So it's not going to run like not even 60 times on a frame. It could be like, I don't know, 1, 2, or 2 or 3 times max on every 60 frames. And Lego Tanker is here, says, yo, it has been some time, long time no see. What's up, Lego Tanker? Welcome to the stream. Good to have you here. How is it going? Yeah, long time no see. And Yeah, lasers. Not allowed to have speed. Okay, so opposing them. And me always say, Roman, would you like to hear anti-chamber quotes? Quotes? What's an anti-chamber quotes or quotes? Well, yeah. Now I'm curious, so go ahead. Okay, now that we have that, let's get into making the shader because I would like to have a shader for every single. Well, I think I'm gonna replace the. I'm gonna replace the base material um, of every single entity, and I'm gonna make it have a Fresnel effect that you can toggle in or change it changes color. And Super Maker says he's back. What's up, Super Maker? Welcome to the stream. How is it going? So yeah, first time having you here since I came back to stream. So hello, welcome. Let's see. Let's see. So let's do another shader. I'm gonna create a new shader. Create is gonna be shader, and I'm gonna start from unlit. I'm gonna start from unlit shader. Oh no, I don't want to create it this way. I want to create it with the shader graph actually. So delete it here. I'll just create shader graph URP, and I'm gonna go for a lit shader graph, and I'm gonna call this basic matte with Fresnel, or I'm gonna call it basic lit with Fresnel, or with overlay, because maybe the Fresnel is not going to be the only thing that we put there. And that one guy say, I love anti-chamber quotes. I don't know what it is. And Nepo, you say, Roman, I wish I have your energy. Lol. Well, I feel fine. Dude, it's a Thursday. I have water in my hands. I'm doing a cold game. What else could I ask from life? Um, well, a little bit more sleep. You can always ask for more. See, I'm the night clever code. And Leotan, could you say this Unity? Yes, it's Unity. You say, Nepo, I need a ton of caffeine and catch for hospital bill because of what happened last time. Oh yeah. Well, caffeine will get you somewhere. Somewhere, at least, it's gonna give you some energy. Yeah, Friday. Friday in 2 days? No, Friday's tomorrow. Friday's tomorrow, or at least for me, it's tomorrow. Okay, let's open the basic lit with overlay. So, what we want to basically start with is we're gonna do exactly the same that we're doing here, like normally. But, well, I guess I could have two. Mm, yeah, let's just do this, and we'll see if we need another shader, because maybe we will need another one for transparent or not transparent. So let's see. Let's first do. I want to create the Fresnel here. So there's I didn't even know this existed some months ago, but this is pretty cool. Like that allows you to have the Fresnel effect just with a simple node, and you can customize the power. So the closer it is to zero, the closer it is to be like fully of one color. But I actually want to have something that is just like the outline, you know. And Neapolis say, but the amount that you need is toxic. Well, yeah, I guess like you get more like, how do you call it, tolerance to caffeine. Okay, so we also want to change the Fresnel effect, so we are going to need a color. We're gonna call this. We're gonna create a new color, and this is gonna be called Fresnel color. Uh, And if you don't get any of this, I didn't get it like a week ago, so don't worry about it. I'm not the best at shader graph, but this is where my abilities are right now. And Tally is here, says hi. What's up, Tally? Welcome to the stream. How is it going? And say, bro, as I said, I have to go for a moment. Be right back. Okay, Cheese. I'll wait for you when you come back. We're insane. Nepal, be right back. Lodge is here. Well, see you when you come back. And Aryan is here too. What's up? What's up? You say, yo, hello, bro. What's up, Aryan? Welcome to the stream. How is it going? And Talia say I'm actually able to stay today for a bit. That's cool. Cool. I hope you enjoy it. So we're gonna multiply. We're gonna use the multiplying node here because we want to multiply the color with the Fresnel this Fresnel thingy. So we're gonna, just so we can see, we're gonna set the default value of the Fresnel color to yellow. And now, what else do we need? We need the normal color, which is going to be just color. We create this one like this. And this is automatically going to be picked up by, well, anything that's associated with shaders is going to know that the basic color variable is always for the material color, or like the base material color. So now that we have this, I just want to have here an add. So instead of multiplying it, I now want to add this color in here to this one. So it's going to show me, well, let's put this at white so you can see like what is this? Or, well, if I put this at white, I don't know if you'll be able to see. Or let's actually put this 3.5, you know? So it's just a little bit easier to see. And yeah, if I get it very close to white, it's gonna be very hard to see. But yeah, I don't think we're gonna have a lot of stuff that's gonna be that close to white. So I think I want to change the Fresnel color to be. You can see here the mode that is set as default for any color is set to default. So what I want to do is basically change to HDR, so we can change not only the value, saturation, and whatever other color, but also I want to change the intensity so it can glow and we can like get our bloom, or get the most out of our bloom. And see, how do you say? I see some shaders here. Lucky you get that kind of scripting. I only get OpenGL for shaders in Godot. Yeah, I wouldn't be able to do any type of shader without shader graph because I can see exactly what I'm doing with this. And that one guy say Fresnel. That's what I'm using for reflections and refractions in my shader. Cool stuff, cool stuff. And avocado wood. Are you? You're probably Seba. Hello, welcome to the stream. Welcome. And Aryan, you say I had a question, bro. In your game, are there any other character, like any more character? For now, there are only humanoids and flying enemies. Those are like the only two kinds of enemies that there are, and there are 3 variations for each. But I plan to add some more. It's just that we are very early in the development of this game. But yeah. Okay, so now we can change, for example, the intensity of this. Let's say we put it to, well, 3. I don't know if it's gonna be. I don't know how many of intensity we'll need for this, but yeah, we can change it through the color. Now let's put this in here roughly, and now that we have this, I'm just going to put it here as the base. And also, I could probably go in here and change the opacity of the main thing to be controlled by this. So I can go here and I don't have the. Yeah, I can control the opacity because I need to go to the graph settings and I need to put here the surface type is going to be transparent. So with that, I can go and change the alpha. So if I go here, I think I can do a split. I can do a split, and this is gonna return. This split is gonna return RGBA. So I just grab my color here, which is like the main, the base color, and I'm gonna grab only the alpha to link it to the alpha. So that should get us quite far. I think. I don't think we're gonna need anything more than this for now. And probably the default colors are gonna be weird. We're gonna have to change them. We're gonna have to change them. But let's see. If we save here, and we're gonna do the test with the player, I think. And it may only say when what you have is not enough. Find ways to turn it into more. How do I do that with my sleep? Okay, so let's try this with the player in here. And do I have any overrides in my player? Yeah, I'm just gonna apply to every single other like instance of the player. And let's go into the scene. And Nepal, you say I'll be lurking. Okay, Nepal. Thank you for letting me know. Okay, so now yeah, going into the player, I just have to like assign that material into it. So let's go and not modify it here on the scene, but we want to modify it on the prefab. So every single time that we have a player anywhere is gonna be updated. So let's search for the player, and we're gonna see. Well, there's a lot of things related to the player, but what we want to get is this one. So if we go in here, yeah, if we go in here, I think. Yeah, I could actually just put this into every single. I'll just have to modify the materials. So you can see here that I have the materials for my player. For example, if I change this here to a color, it's going to update immediately because it's not really getting something from the player. It's just changing the material. And Mijo always say the more we complete, the harder it gets to find what we miss. Are those? How did you call them? Anti-chamber quotes? And what are those supposed to mean? And Aryan, you say broke network issue. I can't watch. Sorry, it's okay, Aryan. If you have a network problem, completely okay. If you're able to watch the re-upload after it finishes, well, that's gonna be like the only option. But yeah, thank you for tuning in anyway. And yeah, what a shame. You say anti-chamber is a game. Those quotes are hints to puzzles. Okay, I get it now. I get it now. I was getting very confused because I didn't know what you were talking about with anti-chamber. But now I kind of get it, or at least a little bit more. Now, let's choose our custom basic lit with overlay. Okay, I think we're gonna have a problem with. We're gonna have a problem with. Well, let's change this to. Let's change this to 4. Let's change this to 4 and save. Let's go to scene. But still, we're gonna need to affect this by how do you call this? Like just a texture. And tell you say I'm back. Had a phone call. Welcome back to the stream. Mijo say, don't you love it when a game gives you life lessons just for solving a puzzle? Of course. Yeah, let's see if gambling is still rigged. Okay, so here I can change how. I think the problem I have with this is the transparency. maybe. And also, it's not like using it as an outline at all. Because here I have the color, and yeah, I can modify how transparent these are. Um, yeah, let me put it to yellow here, because basically what I want to do is have this or change this color to like black, for example, if I'm not using it, and bring it back to the color it was or it needed to be when I am. But the thing is, I think this is gonna be. Um, I will need two materials or two shaders, one for transparency and other without transparency. So here, if I go in here, basic with overlay, I'm gonna go into the graph settings, and I want to change this surface type to opaque. And when I save this, this should look different. This should look different. And also this, let's get in here. Also, this split is not gonna do anything. So I'm just gonna leave the color in here. Save. Now let's see. Let's go into the scene. Yeah, you can see it is very different now. Now let's put the opacity here, and I don't know, but I think this is okay. Like I just want to know, or I just want you to see that that an effect has been applied. So, and it's not going to last as long. It's just like a visual change in there, like to use this as an overlay over whatever color there is as a base. Together we do it, but life is a lonely game. You can't do everything yourself. Try me. It's Antichamber on Steam. What type of game is Antichamber? And that one guy used a metal device, global memory buffer, const read only mem buffer, constant a single value in a buffer. Also should use and or ampersand instead of uh, the asterisk. Have to change all the code for scalar. I didn't understand most of what you said there. That one guy, is that for shaders? That's for doing shaders. And how do you say I've been playing a VR game called The Last Clockwinder, a puzzle game where you can time loop robots to help the stuff run an endangered plant, 3 o'clock tower thing, and it's weird. I think I've heard of that one. Yeah, let me see some screenshots of the game you're mentioning. What is this? Antichamber. Oh, this. Um, I think maybe I saw a video on it. I probably seen it. It's well, it's always used, or at least these films are always used for demonstrations of stencil shaders. You know, like I probably watched this multiple times when I was learning to like do, or when I was like looking up how to do shaders, because they go pretty crazy with it, right? Yeah, but I never played it. I suck at puzzle games. Okay, and that one guy, you say I have to go. Peace. Well, thank you for joining that one guy, and see you next time. Bye bye. So yeah, now we just want to like basically keep this at black. I'm gonna do the basic with overlay. I'm gonna put the Fresnel color. at black. So it doesn't really affect. Uh, it doesn't really have any effect until you want it to have an effect. So yeah, that's it for the basic with overlay, and I'm gonna put the basic color. The basic color or the default value is gonna be white. Save. Now, I think that's all for our basic lid with overlay, but we're gonna need to do another one for basically duplicating this one, basic lid with overlay, and call it basic lid with overlay transparent. So this one is gonna be exactly the same, but we just need to do one little change, which is going to be uh, changing here on the graph inspector from surface type to opaque, from opaque to transparent. Now that this is transparent, I just do the split, and I'm gonna split the color into RGBA. I'm gonna get the A, so the alpha, and put it into the alpha there. So that should be it. Let's save it. Also, I don't know if you would like to change the Fresnel intensity. I'm gonna leave it that way, and if I ever want to change the Fresnel intensity, I'll do it. Um, or you know what? I probably will do it someday. So let's do float Fresnel intensity or Fresnel power. Let's do Fresnel power, and the default value of this is gonna be 4, and we're gonna link it here. Let's save. And let's go into the other one, and we're gonna call it also Fresnel power. We just want to use it in here. Give it a default value of 4 and save. Me always say, yeah, Antichamber is a 4D labyrinth, and there's also seamless room transitions where multiple rooms go to the same door. Yeah, it seems like something that would make my mind hurt. And Dali, you say, oh my god, it did. I keep rhyming without trying. Professional poet. Okay, let's close this, and we want to like basically this is going to be exactly the same, exactly the same as before. So what we want to change is nothing more than just the materials. So let's go into the player, and we're gonna change the materials on there. So here, yeah, we're gonna keep the Fresnel power at 4. This one is gonna use also basic lit with overlay. And you see, they're not going to change at all. You mainly, or I don't think you will notice the colors changing. And here for the eyes too, I'll do basic like with overlay, and it's going to stay the same. Like you saw, there's no change from this to this, or at least nothing noticeable. And now what's the last one? Let's just change the globes. So it's going to be basic lit with overlay. And that doesn't really change anything in the game, but the fact that we can go in here and change the Fresnel color for whatever we want. We could do something like this. Uh, and we could put the intensity at, let's say, 2 or 3. And it's going to light up or mesh. It's going to give it a color in there, and we can also change the power, so we can put the power closer to like 1, and the closer it is to 1, like the more it's gonna light up. uh, so yeah, we can play with that value, but we're gonna leave it at, well, I was using 3.5 before, but I think, yeah, let's use 3.5 in there. For Snell color, I'm just gonna put it back to black, and the intensity back to 0. And Dali say the wizard kind of looks like the flying enemy. Well, they all look kind of similar, to be honest. Yeah, no, the flying enemies look like the wizard. Yeah, remember the wizard was before anyone else. And about the color of the clothes changing, well, I'm gonna make in the future. I'm gonna make like multiple pieces of clothes that you can use. So you're going to change your core piece of cloth. You're going to change your gloves. You're going to change your boots. You're going to change your hat. So the color is going to be dictated by the piece of cloth that you're using. But when you have been inflicted damage, there there will be like an overlay of the color of the element. So for electricity, it's going to be yellow. Okay, so at this point, you just want to make an RPG. Yeah, something like that. Not gonna be like the open world, super massive RPG, but kind of like an RPG. Miholi say his hand glowed more the higher percentage of hell spells he has. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I just wanna change the materials here, or the shaders here. So I'm gonna put basic layer with overlay like this, and yeah, nothing is gonna change here. Like I'm just gonna put this back here, and let's go back. So now I want to go into the player. Well, not the player, but the materials of every single entity, and I'm gonna change what shader they're using. So if I go to, for example, fire enemy, clothes. This one is using the metallic workflow. So it's gonna be a little bit different. Mm, yeah, I'm not sure if this one is gonna work the same way. We can go and see on the fire enemy. Fire enemy. Let's see on the prefabs. Prefabs, fire enemy, and not on materials, but on prefabs here. Yeah, enemy fire. So this guy uses some material that is using uh, like the metallic component of this of the material or shader. So let's go into the material and let's change it. So on fire enemy clothes, this is using metallic. What if we do basic with overlay? Yeah, we're gonna lose some of the things that made that interesting. So let's see. Let's go back into our shader, basic lit with overlay. And can we modify, or can we have a way to filter or to change the workflow mode with a variable? Let's see. I don't know really, so I'm gonna look it up. So how to change the workflow mode of material with a variable in the shader graph. I don't know if it's gonna show up. Shaders with scripts to dynamically change the material workflow mode at runtime. Yeah, I don't want to do it at runtime. During runtime, I don't want to do it at runtime. So here offset, yeah, but this is like doing it as a script. I don't really want that. Manually change the variable. Let's see what this guy says. Is there a way to manually change a variable in a shader while the program is running with a script? No, not really working. Let's ask the Almighty. Let's ask the Almighty here. I'm gonna copy the same thing here. And let's see if he knows, or he can give us like more info on this. Can't dynamically switch a material's workflow mode from inside the shader with a variable. That toggle isn't a runtime parameter. It changes which shader variant inputs. Okay. What can I do instead? Make your own workflow switch inside the graph. I'll have to do a metallic then. Yeah, I think this is going to be the easiest way to do this. Just do a metallic one. So I'm just gonna do in here, shaders folder. I'm gonna call basic with overlay, basic lit with overlay. And I'm gonna put every single shader of that type there. And I'm gonna duplicate the basic with overlay. And I'm gonna call it basic with overlay metallic. Let's get it there. So we want to change. Yeah, it's gonna be at metallic and not specular. Let's see. Because here on metallic, we can change how metallic it is. So it's gonna be a float of metallic. We just want to assign metallic in here. And it's gonna be a slider between 0 and 1. Like that. Now we save this and we go back, and I'm gonna change the basic lit with overlay to use not metallic but specular. Save it and close this. So now I can go to the shader, or not the shader but the material. Let's see where it is. It's in fire enemy clothes, and this one is gonna use basic with overlay metallic. So that way we can keep the what we had before, and that's gonna allow us to also use our overlay, you know, in case that we want to use it, or when the effect is applied. And that one guy is you say, okay, I'm back. Well, welcome back to the stream. And we just did like 3 shaders. They are basically the same. One works for the normal one. It's gonna work for most of the things. there's a separate one for metallic. So things that need a metallic component to this, like this guy here, needs the metallic component, or the shader needs to be set to the workflow of metallic. And the other one is for transparent stuff, like our ice enemy has a transparency, so we need to accommodate for that. So now I just want to change like basically everything to use. Oh, everything here was set to metallic. Uh, Maybe I didn't even need to do that. Because if I go to the other, let's see, if I go to the other, for example, a player material, and I go in here, yeah, no, this is not what I wanted. So I got things mixed up. Here, basic with overlay metallic is, I'm just gonna delete it basically, and instead, what I will do is I will have in here, it's not gonna be a specular, it's gonna be metallic, that's the default. And I'm gonna do a float, metallic. Here, I'm gonna drag it to the metallic here. And it's gonna be, instead of default, I'm gonna pick slider. It's gonna be a slider from 0 to 1. I'm gonna save. And I think that's it. Yeah, back to normal. Back to normal. And I think yeah, this got broken, the stream avatars. Let me take a little sip. Okay, let's go to the next one. Let's go to the fire enemy. Fire enemy. And it's gonna be around here somewhere in the prefabs. Prefabs, enemy fire. And it's currently purple, not because, or magenta, not because I put it that way, but because it's missing the material now, or the shader in the material. So let me go and fix that. Let's go into materials again, and we're gonna do fire enemy clothes. We're gonna switch from, well, I don't know if you can see, but it says hidden internal error shader. So that's why it's magenta, but we're gonna pick basic lit with overlay, and that way it's gonna restore like uh, our normal material. And yeah, Roman zip, exactly that. I'm just recreating the emote. Now it's basically doing the same thing for the others. So I'm just gonna grab as much materials like as I can, and I'm gonna turn into basic lit with overlay. And I saw a little bit of a change there. Why is that? Well, it's not a really big difference, but I saw a little change in there. I don't know why. Yeah, but I can keep the metallic. It's okay. Let's see what the normal metallic of that material was. Because if I go here, yeah, let's see what the normal metallic was. So it was metallic map 05, and oh, so I had smoothness in here. I didn't have smoothness, so I guess I could add that. Yeah, I guess I could. Dude, the Banana Man came here to stay. The Banana Man song. Okay, now Let me. I think I'll have to expand the shader for. I'll just have to see if I still need other stuff here. So I have a smoothness. I'm just going to add smoothness. What is this? I created a sampler state. I don't need a sampler state. What I need is a float. It's gonna be smoothness like that, and I'm gonna assign it here. Smoothness to smoothness. It's gonna be mode slider from 0 to 1. I'll save. So we don't have the capacity to change that in the other one. So we should, uh, when we find the opportunity, we should also include the metallic and smoothness in the transparent shader. Okay, let me go in here again, and I think if I change the materials now again, there shouldn't be like any single like change at all. So let's go to materials. Fire enemy eyes and fire enemy skin is gonna be basic lit with overlay. So no changes at all. That's good. That's what we want to do. We just want like an overlay. Okay, let's save this, and we need to do this for. Well, we shouldn't really need to do this for every single enemy, but I'm just going to make sure that every single enemy um, is being displayed as it should be. So here, let's go to the. No, we don't need the player. I'm just gonna keep the ones that I need open. Ice enemy uninfected. I'm gonna keep those open. And here, I'll go to the flying enemy first. Here. And if I change the material of it, so here is going to be flying enemy aura. I don't want to change the aura. This one for fire. Enemy aura. I don't want to change the aura. The only thing that I want to change is, well, the body on the eyes. Yeah, too. So I'm going to select this. Basic, lit with overlay. It lost something. Mm, what did it lose? It lost emission. It lost emission, so I will need to go back to basically with overlay. I'll need to add emission. So here, I'll need a HDR color. Yeah, let's do here emission. Also color, emission. Here, let's link it up. And the default value is going to be just that. Now, HDR. Let's keep it HDR. And if we save and we go to scene and we change the materials to basic lit with overlay, I still see a little bit of a change. So let's go into the flying enemy eyes, and I'm just going to copy the color. I'm going to turn this into basic with lit with overlay. I'm gonna go to the eyes again, and in the eyes, I'm gonna paste the emission that we had before. So now it is getting registered. Maybe I didn't write it correctly. I think I did. Yeah, I did. Wow. The chat. Are you still writing the lyrics to Banana Man? Well, okay. Not gonna stop you. Okay, let's see. And we need to go to the next enemy. It's gonna be flying enemy fire. Where is it? It's here. So we need to do exactly the same process. It's gonna be the first one in here, flying enemy aura. So we need to not change the aura, because that uses another shader, but the other one. So here, I just want to get the emission from here, copy the emission, and I'm going to change this to basic lit with overlay. And I'm going to just, in the eyes, paste the emission. So it will look exactly the same as we had it. And Tali say, I'm back. Welcome back to the stream, Tali. Welcome, welcome. These guys are just like writing the lyrics to Banana Man, to the song of Banana Man. And how's your game going, by the way? Have you worked a little bit more on it? Yeah, let's save this. Let's go to, now we need the ice enemy. So let's go in here, ice. And this one is going to use another shader, because it's going to use the transparent shader for the core, and it's going to use the basic for the ice. That one guy, you say that song is kind of mental when you listen to it. Yeah, as Mihal says, it's meant to be. Yeah, so let's see if I go. I'll have to go into the materials again. So let's go into the materials of the flying enemy body, and it's going to basically be basic with lit with overlay transparent. Should be the same, right? Yeah, no difference. No difference, so that's good. And then for the eyes, I just need to copy the emission, and I'm gonna use the basic lit with overlay, and emission is gonna be this. So bringing it back. And Cheese, you say, I feel a spiritual connection with the song. And Dolly say, no, but I did make a game in 7 hours. It's an itch. I don't know if you saw it or not. I don't think I saw it. If you haven't sent it on the Discord channel or the Discord server, I don't think I've seen it. But I'll make sure to check it out after I finish the stream, so I can like give it a proper uh, try. And I'll tell you what I think about it too. And Cheese, you say, also Roman, I'm curious. Do you mind sharing the religion you believe in? Not like I care. My brother does. Well, I don't believe in any religion. If you like really are asking me what religious beliefs do I hold, I don't hold any. And Miho, you say, want to make a country where the national anthem is Banana Man? For sure, that would be a great idea. Say cheese. All right, cool. Okay, Roman. And by the way, like even though I don't hold any religious ideas, or I'm not a religious man, I don't care. Like if you believe in anything, like I think that's cool too. If you believe in any religion, like everyone should be allowed to believe in the religion that they want to believe, or not believe in any. Okay, let's see. Let's go back to, I think we're done with enemy fire. We need to do enemy ice and infected. So let's do that. But if I go enemy ice, I have I have three materials. I have three materials. So one is as for the flying enemy. Let's close the ones that are for the flying enemies. And I just want to go to the eyes one. So skin. Yeah, I have a smoothness here, so I will need to go into the other shader, the overlay transparent, and I'll need to put smoothness there. So here, let's see. I'm gonna just put the metallic floats. Metallic, and I'll put it here. Yeah, metallic, let's put it here. And the default value, yeah, 0, it doesn't matter. The mode is gonna be from a slider, so 0 to 1, the slider. For smoothness, we need another float. Smoothness. Oh, I wrote it incorrectly. Let me change it. Here, not here. Smoothness. Let me put it in here. And also, well, emission in case that we need the emission. We need a color emission. We're gonna put that color here, linked up to that. And the default mode is gonna be HDR. Now, save, and let's get it out of here. So we can go to the scene and change that material. And Ayuch, you are here again. You say hello, sir. Hello, Ayuch. Welcome back to another. Well, welcome back to another stream. How's it going? How's it going? And Ayuch, you say, remember me? Yeah, of course I remember you, Ayuch. Yeah. So how's it going? You say, Tali, we need a banana that puts the whole lyrics of Banana Man in chat. Great to Nick appear in chat. Yeah, that would be a good call for getting Nick here. And Tali say I'm also non-religious, but my friend believes in Greek mythology, and we also always love putting science and Greek mythology together. Say, mijo, I believe in void, and she say same. Okay, let's see. Why do I have like a? I don't know if you can see this, but it's like a dark spot on the cheater or on the material of this guy. And why is his head so big? Well, it doesn't matter. We're gonna love it anyway, with big head or no big head. Okay, so let's go into the materials of this guy. Here on ice enemy. Now let's do the clothes first. I'm gonna do basic, lit with overlay. Shouldn't be any changes. No changes at all. That's good. Now for the eyes, it's using metallic, so we're gonna use basic, lit with overlay, and eyes skin enemy is gonna be basic with overlay transparent, and that's it. That's it. It should look exactly the same. So that's our objective here. It should look exactly the same. The only reason we are changing this is because if we want to have an overlay like this, for example, we can simply do it in the shader, and everything should work very easily and correctly. And tell you say, why is the ice enemy a black hole? Yeah, I don't know why it had a black hole in there. I don't know. We don't ask him. And Mijo say have big, yeah. And that one guy you say, okay, so I watched the Tally Hall music bit, and yeah, that guy wasn't something. He needs to get it off. I haven't watched it, but yeah. And I just say, just done submitting my asset to the Unity Asset Store team. Was going to bed and saw your stream and thought to say hello. Well, cool stuff. What were you working on, Ayuch? And yeah, if you have to go to bed, like I'm not going to stop you. It was a pleasure to have you here. and having you come say hi. So sleep well. And Tali say I'm off now. Adios, everyone. Well, bye bye, Tali. It was a pleasure to have you here too, and see you next time. So yeah, now the only enemy that we need to change this material and is on the infected one. So let's go into the infected, and this guy has like the most basic materials, so it's gonna be super easy. I think we can just grab every single material from the infected, and we can change it to basic lit with overlay. That's it. No need to change anything. Mijo say Tally was responsible for Banana Man actually. What? Okay. Now that we have these changes done, it's actually time to get to code this. So let's save this and let's go in here. And I need to go to every single health script and change what happens when it gets shocked. So it's also going to trigger that effect in there. And just to say, already I have to go. As I go, I want to say that I sent a tip to you, Roman, but I didn't go through yet. Well, it doesn't matter if it went through or not. I really, really appreciate it. Cheese. And yeah, bye bye. Thank you. And see you next time. Bye bye. Really appreciate it, by the way. Really, really appreciate it. I don't know. I haven't seen it, but I trust you. And when it comes and Kofi, I'll tell you there. Like I'll give you. I'll send you a message. Um, that one guy say I'm gonna do my Polish lesson. Be back in like 10 minutes. Okay, that one guy. Well, I'll wait for you to come back then. Okay. So in here, let's open the health scripts. So here, health, whatever health scripts we have. Let's do player health first, then the regular health, flying enemy health, and enemy health. So we're gonna, I think it's gonna be easier to just try this on the enemy first, since we have two enemies or two entities that are humanoid. The humanoid enemies, and the player. So let's first do this one. Now, since we have the same components in here, it's gonna be, I think, easy to do this. And I think we on the animator, we have, yeah, on the animation handler, we have all the mesh renders. Yeah, that's right. So what we could do is, well, let's do an enemy health. Let's see, because we have the override for add shocked status. So what we're gonna do is basically just grab the animation handler script if it is uh, here. Let's do enemy or enemy animation handler. What do we have in here? Because it's, yeah, animation handler script, but it's not like the enemy animation handler that we have. Why is that? Let's see what we have in the enemy. Let's check. Let's check any single enemy, like any humanoid enemy. Let's check the first one. So we have enemy movement and we have enemy animation handler. So I don't know why we are not storing it as that. Let's see. Let's change this as enemy animation handler. And here, enemy animation handler. And here, oh, because we're using it somewhere else too, maybe. We're using it in flying enemy health. Because yeah, the flying enemy health expands from enemy health. So yeah, I guess that's why. Well, what I want to do is can I have a protected virtual? Like, can this be virtual? The modifier virtual is not valid for this item. No. So instead, well, I'll need to change a lot of stuff then. Because here I want to get animation handler script, or I could do the animation handler. I'm thinking I could do the animation handler, be like expand on it, like do another script that inherits from it, and use it on the flying enemy. That would be an option. Because what I would like to do here, I would like to just call the animation handler script and tell it to basically do the shock status. So here, I think I can add it here, and whoever is um, inheriting from this can override it. Yeah, that's what I'll do. So here, it's just gonna be this. So protected virtual void is gonna be change. Because I could have an element, like just pass an element instead of calling this. Because if we have, yeah, it's gonna work for the intensity. If I hard code it, of course it's going to work for the with a yellow color for the chalk, but I don't want to hard code it to that because I probably want to use it for any other material or like color. So yeah, let's do this. I'm gonna create another thing here on health. Let's see if the main health script has this. So let's do player, yeah, health. On health, do we have, yeah, we have the chug status and whatever. I'm just gonna do that. We're gonna have a protected um, protected virtual void, because it's not going to return anything. And it's gonna be set element overlay, you know. So what I'll do in here is I'll have to pass no, I'll need to use, yeah, I'm using enum utils. So what I want to pass in here is just element, and it's gonna be element here. So this is not going to do actually anything, but it's gonna be for assigning, color and intensity to overlay depending on elements. So that way it's gonna be scalable. So we can just do a fire element, and it's going to make our color be something different. I think since we're gonna have a lot of things related to elements, we could have an element manager maybe. I think because we're gonna need a lot of stuff related to elements. So let's do that. Let's do that. And I'm going to put the element opposites in there too. So yeah, let's go in here. Let's go managers. I'm gonna add a new manager, which is gonna be at the end there. Create empty, and there's gonna be elements manager or elements manager. I'm gonna create another script in the managers, which is gonna have the same name. Here I'll do scripting, mono behavior script, elements manager. And in here, I'll just inherit from mono singleton, element manager, Because I doubted doing this in the first place because I didn't know if it would have a lot of stuff related to elements, but we are going to have a lot of stuff related to elements. So it's better if I keep it in here. So let's see. Give me a second. I'm going to be right back. Just right back. Okay, I'm back. So let's grab the elements script there, and also on game manager probably. Or no, let's actually just grab the elements manager because we need to create or we need to duplicate the functionality in here. And so it's going to be super simple. In here, we just want to have this. I'm gonna just straight up just copy this here. I'm gonna do using enum utils, and also I'll have associated to each element. There won't only be another element for opposition, but also there will be a serialized field, private color, or I think it's gonna be HDR color space. And it's gonna be an array of those, and it's gonna be, we'll just element colors. And that one guy say, okay, I'm back. It was so bad. I kept getting justum and just mixed up. Just is for man, and just is for man, and just is for woman. It's hard. Well, I guess it is gonna be very hard. Like whenever I read nicked or cheese, they are just using sees and says all the time. So yeah, but well, it's gonna be. I guess it's gonna get better with time. Okay, so get opposite. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep the functionality in here. and this is gonna create problems in Game Manager. Let me close this. I'm gonna delete it here. Let's see, where is it? Element opposites. I'm gonna delete in here. Delete. I need to go to the Game Manager. This no longer exists, and this no longer exists either. So that's gonna create a lot of problems in a lot of places. So we just need to figure out where. Also, I think on Game Manager I have the element opposites. Yeah, that's where I defined the. That's where I defined the opposite elements and the elements. So remove component, and this is not going to compile probably because I have multiple errors in multiple places. So here on health, what I'll do is getting the elements manager instance. I should be able to get opposite element. Um, oh yeah, just get opposite. I'm gonna get opposite E. Get opposite E. There. I pass the entity element and here exterior element. Okay. And that one guy say no typo. Just is for I am for boys and mans, and just them is I am for girls and women. For example, on yeah, I'm not pronouncing that. On just mesisna is I am a man. Polish is hard. Mechisna like cheese. Seu shot. I did like 100 days of Duolingo in French, and the first like 20 or 30 days were actually pretty nice because I really studied the thing. But after those 20 or 30 days, I kept doing it, but it was like super, like I didn't put the effort. I was still making the days and like making the streak count, but I wasn't like really putting the effort that it needs to like learn a language. So I plan to go and learn French once I have more time on my hands, or once I prioritize the time I have on my hands to be used in learning French. Almost make that sh sound. So that sounds like yeah, ch sounds like sh, but I don't know, or at least in Spanish, English too. Okay, so now that we have this, I think we are ready to not have errors. I guess. I hope so. Flying enemy health. There should be other places where. Oh well, I first need to go to the elements manager. I need to put that script in there. Enemies manager, and let's do. No, not the enemies manager. Elements. Yeah, remove components. Here, elements, not enemies. Elements. Okay, let's do this drop down. Okay, we have no OB, none, fire, ice, and electricity. Now for the opposite elements. And me always say, Roman, did you know you can take the Polish they are saying into Google Translate? Yeah, but am I going to do it? And then hear what it's pronounced? Uh, yeah, I'm not doing it. I'm too lazy to switch tabs. Let's do 5 in here, and yeah, this is no OP, no OBP. The fire is going to be against ice. The ice is going to be against fire, and electricity. No OBP. Now for element colors. Uh, oh no, this is not what I need. So what is it that I need? I need to use color, but it's not going to be the same color because if I use, for example, instead of HDR color space, I need an HDR color, not a. How do you display HDR color in the inspector? Do you know? Rock paper scissors. Because yeah, this is what's being displayed. I don't want this. I want the HDR that also allows me to change the intensity. So let's see. In here, no, not in here, but in this one. How can I display HDR color? The inspector, the color type only doesn't allow me to change intensity in the inspector. So what's the type? That one guy say, what did you get? Pick. I was waiting for Michal to do it, right? Because it would be so unfair for me to pick something. Uh, the type doesn't change. What changes is how the property is declared in shader graph, not in shader graph, just in regular C# code. Attribute, okay. So color usage, true and true. Okay, I didn't know this. This and what is color usage? Color usage is show alpha and HDR. Okay, yeah. So I'm gonna need both of those. So here, yeah, I'm gonna replace this then. Yeah, I didn't know. I didn't know you could do it this way. I thought you had to put them into separate things. Like you would have another thing here, like tooltip, but separately. I didn't know you could do that. Pretty cool. Okay, element colors. They always say I chose gun. Sure. Okay. Yeah, I need 5 of those. 5 here. The no OPP is going to be yeah, no color. No color for normal either. Yeah, no color for none either. For fire, I'm gonna have an orange, kind of closer to red actually, and an intensity of 3. Let's do a 3 of intensity. Why is it white? I want it to be red. Alpha? Maybe it's the alpha? Why doesn't it change? And the intensity, let's go to 0. 0 intensity. Okay, there it is. Yeah, 0 intensity. Let's pick the color. like this, something uh, like this, a little bit closer to orange. And the intensity is going to be, let's say, 3. 3. Let's put it here, like that. I think that's right. And me always say I didn't know my CLI sucks so bad, but there we are. Type error, file upload, expected 2 arguments, got 2. But if you expect, but if it expects 2 arguments and you got 2, what is the problem with it? Um, okay, so we have one for well, this was for fire actually, or no, this was for fire. Okay, yeah. Now for ice, I'm just gonna copy this, paste it in here. Oh, copy, paste, and this instead is gonna be closer to white, but it's gonna be right around here. And actually, I think a little bit saturate, a little bit more of saturation wouldn't hurt. Maybe like that. Uh, let's do the next one. So the next one is going to be for the electricity one. So I'm going to pick a yellow that's a little bit close to white too. Or let's make it very saturated so we can all tell what's happening. Okay, so those are going to be like for HDR colors. And let me get my face out of here. So you can see these are the colors that we have for uh, elements. And we're probably gonna also have um, different textures, so we can swap them also. We always say error. You did it correctly. Yeah, I don't know then. No, don't know. But why is it throwing you that error then? Yeah, let's see. So now that we have elements manager and we can get the elements color, I'm just gonna go into health, and I'll have something called, well, set element overlay. I'll just do here on remove shock status if there is an animated, or I just need to do this. I need to do set element overlay, and it's gonna be element dot none. And in here at shock, for shock is gonna be set element overlay elements dot electricity. For removing, yeah, for removing is just setting it to none. And for adding it, this is gonna be for adding it electricity here. Yeah, this is for ice. So we're also gonna have like an overlay going on for the for our ice or freeze status. All right. So now since we have this, we just need to use the. Do we have an animation something in here? No, we're gonna need to overwrite this. We're gonna need to overwrite this. Well, I don't think I'm gonna need to do anything else than this, except checking for the fire because I'm not doing anything triggering the fire in here. Let's see. Status effect. Yeah, so if I get an active, yeah, I do receive damage in here with spell data. Apply status effect. So apply status effect. Do we have a switch in here? Yeah. Just status particle. Also, I'm gonna add the here protected virtual void add burn status and protected virtual void remove burn status like that. Okay, so now this is gonna be what? Set element overlay, remove, and set element overlay, fire. So here, in case elements, I'll need to rework this anyway. Doesn't really matter. I will need to rework this. So let's just do it this way, and then I don't know when I will rework this, but probably after version 0.2, because this is not a problem now. This is going to be a problem, and I know it. Yeah, because now we have just um, basically three elements, nothing more. But the problem comes when I don't know how many elements we'll have. If I knew, I could like take a better decision. Um, but what if we want to have like 10? You know, it still is gonna be it's gonna clutter the it's gonna clutter the health script, and also everyone that is inheriting from health will have to do an overwrite of the functionality that happens when uh, the statuses are removed. So yeah, okay, set element overlay. Set element overlay is not going to do anything. I'm just gonna use it in the other scripts. So yeah, let's do that. Because I don't seem to have any animation handler going on in here. So I'll just do that. Yeah, I can close this too. I don't need to have it here. Set done. Okay. Add freeze. Okay. Animation handler. On animation handler, how many animation handlers do I have? Because I know I have one for like humanoids, and I have one for the flying one, for the flying enemy. So let's open the humanoid animation handler and the flying animation handler. Let's see. So in here, I'm just gonna type animation handler, animation handler. So I have for the normal one, the enemy animation handler, the flying enemy, the humanoid, and the player. I guess I can get away with just changing the humanoid and the flying because they are the humanoid is going to take care of both the enemy and the player. So let's see. what I'll need to do, well, this is for walk forward. Yeah, this is for the animations themselves. But what I need here is adding stuff. So the things that I want to add. And that one guy, you say, okay, I'm back. I had to do some chores. Welcome back to the stream. That one guy. I'm just making here the on stream avatars with Alt F4. I think it came back right now. I think it's just that there's not a lot of people, like there's no one talking. That's why. But it is activated at least. Um, okay, so yeah, what I'm trying to do is getting in here the public. I'm gonna do public void, so I can call it anywhere. I need to do set element overlay mat or set element mat overlay. So what I'll do is me always say I'm now talking. Well, yeah, if you like just want to have this in the background, it's totally okay. Like I get it. Or if it's just a day where you're not going to be that engaged, I get it. It's completely okay. And you say, anyways, I fixed the CLI and it works. Yeah. So what it was like? What was the problem with the CLI? Here, set element mat overlay. I'm just gonna have element. I'm gonna receive element, and here element. Okay, so what do I need to do with this? I need for the humanoid ones. I will need to. I will need to do what? It's gonna be set the color. And that one guy say, dang, I have no cosmetics. I need to win some competition as well. Maybe if my API is Valentine enough. Uh, yeah, you can go there to buy cosmetics. I'm gonna throw you some stars so you can maybe afford some cosmetics. I'm gonna throw a lot so you can get some. And before you could just do like this bombing here, and the characters would fall into the stars. But now I don't know. I don't know if that works anymore. I think you need to jump anyway. Let me see if it works. Yeah, you can grab them that way too, I think. So I'm gonna put a lot of explosives in here. So you get some. Okay. And other one guy, you say, I used to make a lot of CLIs when I was first learning Python. I think CLIs are a cool way to start. Like I didn't make any CLI myself, but I made CLI applications. Well, not applications, but like programs. And me always say I'm half lurking, completely alright. Say I left the screen. Well, yeah, the bumping was a little bit too much. Okay, so set element mat overlay. So what do we have in here? We have well we have every single piece of we have every single piece. Where do I have the mesh the mesh renderers? Because I thought I had the mesh renderers here. Let's do animation handler. Maybe it's on the animation handler itself. It would be very helpful if I had it there, to be honest. So here damage received, no. Player health. to scale, reset graphics, die animation. Because I need to have, yeah, it's on the animation handler. Okay, graphic colors, image render, graphic MRs. Okay, so I don't need to get in there. I can just do it not on the humanoid. I'm just gonna steal this from here, and I don't need to have that. I don't even need to change this. Since I have all the image renders in the other script. Yeah, so here I'm just gonna go animation handler. At the end of animation handler, I'm gonna add the set element math overlay. I will need to use using element, or it's gonna be enum utils. That's my library or my namespace really. And that one guy, you say, okay, I have some. Is that enough for cosmetics? I think it should be for some things. Yeah. Say, mijo, you gotta equip them. And that one guy, you say, what are you developing? Um, I am developing making the colors change depending on the status of the enemy. So yeah, that's it. And if you're talking about Mijo, well, I just know that he's working with a CLI application. Few things, a version control system helps a ton in keeping track of stuff. Yeah, I think like before I used, well, I first started using GitHub, or no, it was just Git, like the console, and I sent stuff from the console to GitHub. But now I just use GitHub Desktop. So what do you use, or what do you guys use? Because I first started with the console, and now I just use this thing here. Let me pull it up because it's a little more simple. It's like very intuitive, you know. So I'm in charge of that system. And that one guy say also I can get into stream avatars. It's just not working. Uh, Very weird. And that one guy say I have never used Git. I need to Git good. I use GitHub because I love it. And Mijo is that I just made GitHub. Do you think I use it? Well, if you did it, then the version that you did, yeah. Uh, okay, so let's see. Set element on overlay. So I'll do for, yeah, for int I equals 0. I is less than graphic MRs dot. Stream avatars just waiting for some reason. Yeah, I've never used the thing myself, but I've never had anyone complaining about it not working. So you're the first one that's having problems with it, which is with the extension, I guess. Okay, graphic MRs length I plus plus. Let me see if let me know if you can get in. Otherwise, I'll see what I can do about it. You see, I even signed in. I think I should do that. Yeah, it's if it doesn't load or something, you can use it. I'll see after stream if I can find a solution for that. Okay, so here, graphic MRs. I'm just gonna grab the graphic MRs dot. I want to get, or I want to set a value. So this value that I want to set the Fresnel color, and the value of this. Well, I want to get graphics MR. I um, yeah, these are just mesh renders. So what I want to get is I dot or dot material dot, and I should be able to set value here. Material does not contain a definition for set value. Weird. Maybe it's just on the MR. Set value dot materials. Apply property, do fade, do something, do play. That's for animating stuff. But what I want to do is like just setting the value of that. Set buffer, set color, set float. Okay, maybe it's set float. So if I do set, well, this is not going to be a float really. This is going to be set. What do we have for set? Set color. Maybe it's that set color, and we need to get the color of. Let's see what's in there. The name, so it's going to be Fresnel color, and it's gonna be element that instance. Yeah, that's the one that you are accessing, right? The link that got sent there. I get element, and this is gonna be element manager, elements manager, instance dot get. Oh, I also have to go into elements manager, go to definition, and I'll need to do public. What do I want? I want to return a color, and it's gonna be get color or get element color, element color. I need to pass an element, and I want to get the I want to get the element colors, and I want to cast the element as an int. So here is just going to be instance get element color, and I'll pass elements. And also that's just going to be for the graphic MRs, but I also have something here called accessory, graphic accessory one, that material, that color, or the material that set color, Fresnel color, and elements. Oh, basically, I'm just gonna copy this. It's the same thing. Same thing. Copy, paste it in here. Were you able to? Oh yeah, it's that link. So were you able to change your character, like just access through there? I'm just going to copy, paste, and graphic accessory 2 is also going to be changed here. So now what? Now what? I think that should be it. So if I do set element overlay, well, I need to call the animation handler from the health scripts. So fly enemy health. Or maybe I don't. Maybe I don't, because on the health script itself, I do the set element overlay. Oh yeah, what I'll need to do is not change any of these, but rather overriding the set element overlay. And I think for mostly every single entity, I will have some sort of animation handler. So why not having a player animation handler? Yeah, why not having it there? Just here. Yeah, I think I could just do here on. I'm just gonna comment this layer animation handler. Oh, it's still waiting. Mm. Yeah, it's very weird because you're like the first person that has problems with that. Well, as Mihal said, did you log into the same Google account? Did it with YouTube? Like, is it the same account? Maybe that's the problem. Okay, so I'm gonna go in health, and I'm going to add in here. Where could I add this? Hmm, I think somewhere over here. So I'll do some references. So header references, and I'll do serialize field or no, no, I don't want to do that. I'm just gonna do private animation handler, animation handler, and it's gonna be protected animation handler, and here void start. Well, on void start, I want to get it, so I'll do animation handler equals get component animation handler. And I don't care if it's null or not, because maybe some entities will not have it. So I need to check wherever I use it if it is not null. So here I'll do if animation handler is not null, I'll do animation handler dot set element mat overlay, and I'll pass the element. So in here, yeah, I don't think I need to do this. Here, if it's dead, I'll do this basically animation handler dot on damage animation and else animation handler dot on damage animation too. Okay. Yeah, instead of using player animation handler, I'll just do the basic animation handler. And where else could I have problems with this? I don't think anywhere else. Let's do flying, flying any movement, flying any brain. That's the health in here. So I don't think I need to override anything here. What about the enemy health? Because in enemy health, I have an animation handler script already, and I wouldn't even need to. Yeah, I wouldn't even need to have this. Let's go into health, and I'm going to call the animation handler is going to be animation handler script. And yeah, that's going to pick it up right away. And I don't even need to do this, the animation, like getting it, because I'm going to make it in, I'm going to get it in on start. So here, player health, I don't need to do that. Not need to do that either. Save, flying enemy, animation handler. Yeah, it's trying to get the component, but I'm gonna get the component on start, so no need to worry about that. And what else? What else? Element manager, get opposite E, get code. Okay, I think I can close this too. Flying enemy animation handler. It's gonna have. I don't need to overwrite this. Let's see. Let's see if this works right away, because I don't think there's anything more. That one guy said, Roman, what does protected do? So protected, you have private, protected, and public. So public is going to make the variable or function uh, able to be accessed through, like, basically any other script can access it without restraint. Protected makes it, it's like in the middle between private and public, because with private no other script can access the variable or function. uh, no script can access the variable or function except the one that is writing it, so it's going to be only locked to the current script. But protected allows so you can use it on the script and also on scripts that are going to inherit from that script, you know? So, yeah, you do protect it for if you are going to have a base class that is going to get inherited by other classes. So that class, those other classes that are inheriting from the other one are going to be able to access it, but it's not going to be like publicly accessible, you know? So did you log into the same Google account you did with YouTube? That one guy say I think so. I log into my Twitch also. Yeah, maybe an account mix up. Do you use the same uh Google account for Twitch or something? Yeah, let's go game. Let's play. And yeah, let's see. We need to try this with this one. I don't see any changes or anything. Let's do fireball. Okay, there is a problem in here. An unassigned something, unassigned reference. Okay, maybe if for here if graphics in Mars I it's not null. I'm gonna do this. Maybe that's the problem. And that one guy is like, it might have been a mix-up, although it doesn't seem like I can change it. I think I need to manually add it. Well, is that possible? Can you like manually change it that way? Okay, I'll see fireball. Okay, graphic accessory of enemy has not been assigned. Okay, so I need to go in here. And this only should happen if graphic accessory 1 is not known. Like that. And this one here, if graphic accessory 2 is not known. Let's see. And that one guy, you say I'm trying to add it to my Google connections, but it's not working. It was an old account that I have no idea I was using. Well, if it is an old account, maybe. Well, what are you accessing through? Like, are you putting your Google account? And are you using the same account that you're using here in YouTube, or maybe you're using the older account, or with Twitch? I don't know. I don't know. Because that's the only idea that I have for what it could be happening or what could be happening. Yeah, let's see. Now there shouldn't be any errors, at least in that place there, that function. Deactivate any errors in here? No. I want to see if this gets called. I want to see if the set element not overlay gets called, because I know on health I'm calling it. If animation handler script is not known, and that one guy you say, no, I'm not using the same account in Stream Avatars. I picked the wrong one, as the account was very old. Okay, yeah. Well, can you pick the other one? Like, does it allow you to switch accounts? And if it does, maybe you can clean up your cookies or something. So it's gonna ask you to log in again, maybe. Set element mat overlay. Set element mat overlay. Where is that animation handler script? Animation handler. Maybe I'm overriding this somewhere. Let's see. Because this wasn't on health, and this is getting called around here. But I think, yeah, maybe I'm not keeping the base of the add burn, add remove burn status. Maybe I'm not keeping the base. So let's go into enemy health and remove free status. Okay, yeah, I need to add this. So here, the base, I keep it of remove free status. I need to keep the base. Base that add free status. I'll keep it. So that should do it. Now for player health, I'll have to do the same. So add free status. Yeah, first I want to do base that add free no add freeze status. Here base that remove free status. Yeah, and I'm keeping the base of those there. Now on flying enemy health, I don't think I'm overriding the oh yeah, I am. So it's on here, base that add freeze or add freeze, not burn, add freeze status. Here base that remove freeze status. Those are good. And I don't have any other enemy. So let's see now. Will it work? Because I mainly wanted for the electricity one. I don't care that much about the others. I could probably have a debug.log there to see if it's getting called. So help, set element overlay. I'll do a debug.log here. Debug.log. Set element overlay. And I'll do a time 2 here. Time. And then I thought this was gonna be way faster. We have been here for almost 2.5 hours. But it's gonna be worth it. Trust it. It's gonna be worth it. Okay, set element overlay. Now, I want to call the set element matte overlay, which is an animation handler. Let's do a debug.log set elements animation or set element matte overlay. And I'll put the time. So I get multiple messages like every single time. And did it allow you to log in again or change your account, switch it, or did you try removing your cookies, like deleting your cookies for the stream element site? Or sorry, not stream elements, but stream avatars extension. And Mijo is like, you know what? I actually forgot what we're doing today. It's very easy to forget what we're doing because I'm mainly just setting it up. It's a super simple thing. It's just for basically adding an overlay, a color overlay over the entities when they get any sort of element status. So on fire, they're gonna have a red or orangey overlay. On Chuck, they are gonna have an yellow one. On ice element or freeze status, they're gonna have a slightly blue but slightly white. So yeah, that's what we're doing. But it's very very it's something that I have to set up very every single thing that we're doing here is just set up, and then we're gonna be able to see something. And that one guy you say, okay, so it won't let me change, although I manually edited the URL with my channel ID and said yes, I cleared the cookies. You always say wouldn't reloading just work? And that one guy is like change the account. Cool. So you are able to change the account. Now does it allow you to use the extension? Yeah, you always said, yeah, I see. You're shadering everyone exactly. So let's see. I just want to see if this is called we shouldn't need a lot more setup. We shouldn't need a lot more, but now it's a matter of calling it in the proper way, because I think it should be working now. I just don't know if I'm calling it correctly. Okay, set element material overlay got called, and also, okay, how many times did this get called? Okay, it got called a lot of times. Why so many times? Say, still waiting. Wow. What about if I try with fire? Because I don't think it should work anyway. Okay. Why? Why am I like basically insta killing everyone? Oh, I know why. I know why. Basically because I changed the way the damage works. Because now the you remember we had the tick set to 1. Now we have the tick set to 0.1, and that makes it so we can be like more granular with the damage, or sorry, how long a status stays. But the thing is, it's gonna run a lot more times, and it's gonna damage like basically every 0.1 seconds. It's gonna do damage. Yeah, Mijo is using Opera. And you say, I'm gonna restart my browser. Hold on. Okay. Um, yeah, that's a new problem. I didn't even know we had that problem. But what I'm mainly concerned about now is just displaying the damn Fresnel. Okay, maybe I'm just gonna, let's see. Maybe I'm just gonna do the medium burn. It's gonna have a damage per tick of 0. Because the other one, otherwise, it's gonna like run 40 times before. I knew there was an underlying reason why I didn't make the tick system be like 0. Okay, let's see. Will this work if I do it in the start? Because I think maybe I'm missing something here. Personnel color. Let's see what the name of this is in our. Oh, you know what? I think I forgot to add an underscore before the the name, because all of these variables here that we have, for example, metallic, to access metallic, you don't write metallic, you write underscore metallic. So I guess that could be your problem. That could be your problem. And if that is your problem, it's a very, very simple one to fix. So let's do Fresnel color like that with the underscore there. And that one guy is a closing Opera, crashed my computer. Wow. Sorry about that. And Crafty is here, says hi. What's up, Crafty? Welcome to the stream. Welcome, welcome. How's it going? So let's see. Let's press play. Let's see if it works now. because now it should be able to access the correct float variable in our shader. And Crafty, you say I'm scripting in Lua, making a Roblox game. Cool, cool. So what's your Roblox game about? Is it uh, released yet, or are you just working on it right now? Okay. Set element overlay. No. So the set element dot overlay, we know we are calling it. We know we're calling it. I'm gonna do. It's just gonna be whenever we call this, it's gonna be instead of the element that we passed. I'm just gonna do element dot electricity, just so we know this is working. And Crafty, you say I'm working. At it, I need 5 more months. Okay, yeah. So yeah, what is it? What is it about? What is your game about? Yeah, let's see. We're getting here. Okay, that is working. It is working. Now we have. Now you see what I said, or what I was trying to do. So now on enemies that got hit by shock, we are gonna have that one. I think I was just not picking the element correctly. So get element color. I'm gonna do just elements here, elements, and elements. And I think it's the problem is on the get element color function, because I would like to know what it's returning, to be honest. And Crafty, you say it's like Blox Fruits, but a bit better combat and graphics best overall. Nice. So when did you start it? And are you working with someone else or just you? In that one guy, you say I hate how good Roblox Studio is. The controls, coding objects at C are so good. I just hate how bad Roblox is. I used to use that a lot. Yeah, like I'm not going to say anything bad about the Roblox Studio, and I'm not going to even say anything bad about like Roblox. Roblox is a huge and very cool, very cool like platform. The problem is there is very shady stuff happening with Roblox, the company. And me always say the other dev looked at the CLI code and said it's scary. Why? How do I make the wow 1700 lines less menacing? Yeah, it's gonna be very hard to make 1700 lines less menacing unless they are like separated into scripts and you have like a lot of regions. In Crafty, you say I started 2 months ago and I'm working single right now. Nice. Well, if you want to share the progress or whatever, uh, yeah, whatever you feel like sharing about your project, you can do it in the Discord. I don't know if you're on the Discord server, uh, but yeah, join the Discord server, and there's a channel where you can share whatever you're doing. It's called Share Work in Progress, and also promotion channel. So if you want to put it there, you can do it. You can do that too. So we can all like the whole community can see what you're working on. Me always say it has to all be one script. Understandable. And that one guy say I have one middle script that will be uh more than 3,000 lines. 3K. Wow. I think my longest script has been, well, it has to be AI related. But it was like 600. And that still was very messy, I would say. And Crafty, you say I'm in the Discord server, but I will make more progress. Then I will share. I want to keep it secret for now. I love Loa. It's so easy. Thank God. Well, I'll be thrilled to see the progress update whenever you feel like sharing it. Okay, so mm, yeah, we just want to send the correct element, or maybe check that we are getting the correct element in here. Set element mat overlay. Let's see. When I call this, I want to know what am I calling it with. So I'm just gonna do set e mat overlay, and I want to specify in here the element and element, so we can just like know what we're calling it with. Okay, so yeah, here. Let's get in here, and we need to get to the zone. And now we should be able to like just cast any single, like any. What are we calling it with? We're calling it with element none. Okay, good to know. We're calling it with element none. Is there any single instance where we are calling it with something else that's not that? I don't think so. Let's see if we do this one. Yeah, we're calling it a bunch of times. Why are we calling this so many times? And that one guy is saying, well, because I have 32 functions, I need 4 permutations. Okay, array, scalar, or scalar array, scalar, and 7 more types. Quarter word, you quarter word, half word. Yeah, that's gonna get you very like a lot of. It's not repeated code because you're handling other stuff, but yeah, it's gonna give you a lot of lines. This is by far my biggest project yet. Well, it's cool. It's cool. So that way you know how to handle bigger projects. And Ronak is here and says, "What's up, man? What's up, Ronak? Welcome to the stream. How is it going?" Uh, let's see, because we are not calling it properly. Drop to you say I can share my progress coding the game, like if I can post only the code right there. Yeah, if you feel like it, go ahead and just share the code so we can like all see what is that you're working on instead of in terms of code. Ronak, you say great, man. What about you? I'm doing great, fantastic. It's a Thursday, and we're making more progress on the game, so I'm feeling fantastic. Um, okay, let me show you what we're working on today, because we got it almost working, but it's still some more steps before we have it completely functional. So it's like making a. It's better if I show you. It's easier if I show you, because now you should be able to whatever element that or whatever spell that has a status is also going to like apply an overlay on the material of the enemy or the entity that got hit. So for example here, I just have set it up so every, no matter what spell you cast, is gonna get the entity and overlay. You know, like some sort of flow, so you know which enemies are getting statuses, and it should work for more. It should work for more things too. Like here, if I put this to fire, it should get you something else. But currently, I'm making it that you can like you don't have to set it here. It's gonna pick it up from the spell, you know. But yeah, still working on that. Still working on that. I'm not sure why, but it's not picking it correctly from the function. Or I think I'm calling the function a lot of times. So maybe that is why. So let's see. And Ronaget is just saying the game is looking late already. Well, thank you, thank you. It's gonna get better and better from here. If you already like what you see, you're gonna love what we're gonna end with, I think. So yeah, let's do a fireball here. And you see, when I get attacked, well, I shouldn't really get this effect right now from them, but it's just so I could show you what it's gonna look like when they have the stakes on. So it's very simple, but it's just so you can better tell which enemies are have like certain statuses. You know? And it's a little bit hard to tell on these ones, but yeah, we need to do some tweaking. Like we need to tweak this stuff. And Ronak said the game is looking a little ready. Oh yeah, that was the previous message. You say can't wait to play this game. Well, if you want to play, well, I wouldn't suggest you play the current version because I have a version. If you go to my itch page, which is the second link in the description, you should be like you're gonna watch or you're gonna see this. If you go in here in the Wizard game, like you can just go and play the latest version, but the latest version right now is very old, so I wouldn't recommend it. I would recommend you wait a little bit for me to release the current version, so you can try it, which is going to be either this week, which I don't think it's going to be this week, but probably next week. And yeah, let me go back here. Let me go back. And Crafty say, I just posted on that channel. I don't know, my code is kind of unoptimized. Let me see. It's been a while since I saw any Lua code. I think I'll check it out with more time when I finish the stream. But yeah, let me give it a quick look. I have my Discord loading in here. I don't know why, but Discord doesn't really want to load now. So I guess yeah, not wanting to load. But I guess I'll just check it out after. You say I can wait 2 weeks. Well then yeah, it's gonna be there in 2 weeks or well next week. Okay, so now let's see why we are not able to pick the correct element. Because we know this is working. I think this function is working. It's just that we are not calling it with the correct element, so we're just gonna leave the element there. Elements. And then there it loaded, I think. No, it doesn't load. Weird. Okay. So I think this function works. What doesn't work, and let me just close this, or let me just remove the debug, is I think on the health script, I am calling the set element overlay multiple times. Or really, what's happening here is I'm calling the add jog, remove free status, or all this adding and removing statuses. I'm calling them a lot more times than I should, I think. And Rona get it to say keep it up, man. I will. Thank you for the encouragement. Yeah, give me just a second. I'm gonna be right back. Hello, I'm back. Um, Loving your work already. Oh, thank you. And have to say, I kind of like C Sharp more because it's more optimized in general than Lua. But yeah, Lua has its uses, and it's a little bit. Well, I wouldn't call it more simple to use because it's not. It has like the same things. It's just that yeah, you can use it for more stuff. Like for example, what I like about Lua is that you can mod stuff. Like for example, in Garry's mod, you can use Lua to write your own mods. You can use it in very different or yeah, very different games. Allow you to make mods and custom content with Lua. So Lua is a very cool language. And that one guy you say, do you like my avatar? I spent like 60% of my gambling money on it. You can tell I like yellow. I love it. It's a pretty cool character. Yeah, I like yellow too, so you know what you're talking about. And Ronan edits, you say, lol, the animation. Yeah, the animation is super cool. I really like it. With the cat eating some souffles. And that one guy you say, I have barely used C Sharp and I'm already loving it. It's truly a great language. Yeah, I'm attracted to C Sharp. Um, I like the hat too. Okay, so now we need to figure out why are we calling it so many times, like these things are being called so many times. So now in here, I guess, well, we have the update, and I don't really want to clean this now. And it's not because I don't want to clean this, but because it's going to be like a super uh, no, I'm not even sure if it's going to be that time consuming. But the thing is, I'm in the middle of implementing something else, so I don't want to kill that implementation just because I have to clean up this. But I guess I will do the implementation, finish it however I can, and then I'm gonna clean the health script because it needs some cleanup, especially this part on the update here. Yeah, so the receive damage, yeah, this part doesn't need anything. The receive damage with the spell data, that's where I apply the status. And the cool thing is I separated this. So it's basically going to do something very similar to receive damage, but uh, I handle the applying status effect separately. So here, apply status effect. Let's see what we have there. Because that's the probably this one is gonna need some cleanup too. And see, I'll be right back. Remote man. Uh, well, thanks. Uh, Crafty, you say I kinda don't use Lua. Roblox uses Luau. It is similar, but it's different in many ways. I consider Luau, what I use right now, like a fork of Lua. Um, yeah, you're right. You're right. You're not using Lua. You're using Luau. Uh, but as you said, there are similarities there, so it shouldn't be a huge problem to go from one to another, right? Like it's the same with C. Well, I don't know really, because if you know C++, it's going to be really easy for you to go to C sharp. But knowing C sharp is not going to be as easy as going from C++ to C sharp, but it's going to be way easier if you know C sharp to go into C++. You know, but going to C++ from C++ to C sharp is going to be, I think, easier. That's the easier one. And that one guy you say, I like how the function names are so detailed. Then there is just die. Well, it's very descriptive. And that one guy you say, my table is missing all the screws. Let's hope nothing catastrophic happens. Why is your table missing screws? And all of them? Okay, so let's read this again, and maybe we can see. Well, I don't need to read all of this. I just need to know when I'm calling this. So here on apply at burn status. Um, yeah, for example, in here, set element overlay, element fire. Um, yeah, let's see the implementation of this, and maybe help remove free status. Um, I guess let me try something real quick because I think this could be uh, our solution here. So here, let's say active statuses, and we're gonna put here private bool or protected in case that we need to use it anywhere. Bool or anywhere that inherits this uh, burn status protected bool shock status, and we're gonna have another one. I'm just gonna copy paste, and here is gonna be freeze status. So it's gonna start at false, and what I'm doing here is basically before doing the add, I will do a check. So here, if burn status is true, or yeah, basically this needs to be false for this to run again. It's a very it's not the greatest way to do this, but it's a quick way. Well, I really need to clean this anyway, so it doesn't matter. Or it doesn't matter that much. So if you're uh, looking at this, don't judge it too hard because I need to change it anyway. And this is going to be shock status equals false. Then I'll do the add shock status because maybe that's what is making it behave this way. So when I add the this is going to be burn status equals true. Remote burn status is going to be burn status equals false. The add freeze is going to be freeze status equal true. Here, remove or it's going to be freeze status equals false. Here, shock status, and I wrote status equal true. I'm going to do F2 here, and I'll do status. So wherever I wrote that is going to be changed to that. And here, shock status equals false. So that could fix it or could just as well don't do anything. But we need to try this. Like I just have the hunch that might be it. And me holy say I will flip your table so that it falls apart. The hate, why so hateful, Miho? And that one guy say they keep falling out. Put them back in, and 10 days later they're gone. Why happened? But are you adjusting them with tools or just with your hands? I edited it all. And Crafty say Luau includes these things: better garbage collection, bytecode optimizations, JIT style improvements that are platform specific. It's just a fork of Lua with more optimized for Roblox teams. All is great. That's great. And have you done other Roblox games before, or this is gonna be your first one? Let's see. So now, if we do Fireball, for example, I just don't want it to trigger infinitely. should still trigger once. Okay, it's setting the element overlay multiple times. You can see here on the console, I got a lot of calls, and they are all coming from the same place. Set element overlay in here, which in like that's okay. It doesn't really matter. The thing is, I'm calling these things multiple times. Mm, yeah, so the problem is deeper than I expected, or the complexity of the problem is deeper than I expected. So I'll have to go here and see how can I fix it. So here also, here I have to remove fire or burn status like this. And crafty, you say I had done it done in the past like 2 3 years ago, but the games are garbage. I didn't know how to script back in the day. Uh, well, it's still something. Like I remember, well, my first game was very tragically bad. So I guess like everyone starts with garbage. I don't think it would be weird that you would start and your first project would be a cool one. Still very cool to uh, like I had a lot of fun making my first project, and so it's so sad because like I started basically getting into this like at 15, and at 17 I basically deleted every single game that I've made so far, like in those 2 years from 15 to 17, which were not that many, like one or two. Uh, but also I deleted all my repos that contained basically projects were that I did for learning. I guess it was like just teenager anger, and I went to learn web development, and then I came back to game dev like a year after. Okay, so here remove burn status, remove free status, remove check status. Okay, but yeah, we don't need this. The burn status, the active statuses, we don't need this. We actually need to fix the function itself. So here, let's roll it back here on here, and on the other functions too. So now it's just a matter of going in here, and I'm gonna select every single one of this, and I delete them. Save. Okay, so we're back to where we were some minutes ago. And that one guy, you say, me too. I used to do that a lot, but the games were special. Oh yeah, that was the other comment. You say, Crafty, why the hell when I look at your scripting in C sharp, I feel like C sharp is easier than Lua. It seems so easy in C sharp. Well, it is. It is a very good language. It keeps the simplicity, like yeah, it keeps the simplicity of other languages. Like they have some sugary syntax. Like they have some pretty ways to do stuff. They have garbage collection for you. You can allocate or deallocate memory if you want to. Yeah, too. It's not as performant as C++ or C, but it's very performant anyway. And that one guy you say I deleted all my repos too. They started really bad, and I hated them after. I still have the .pi file somewhere. Uh, yeah, uh, even though they could have been bad, like what I did, because they were like just mainly projects for learning. I still wish I didn't or I hadn't deleted them because it's like a history of how you got where you are. You know. Okay, so slow down movement speed. Yeah, we just need to figure out why the ad free status or all of these things are getting called multiple times. Remove burn status. So where exactly are we calling this? We're calling it here. So it's part of the apply status effect. Let's see. So here, check if there's a status effect with the same type. Active status effect that add. Okay. Else, active status effect that add. Okay, so what is this? If active status effect that count is more than 0, so I already have one. I want to do this. Otherwise, I want to basically just add it. I add the status effect, or well, first, where am I getting this from? Active status effects. So that's something that I add around here, right? Yeah. And Crafty, you say you kind of make me want to go in C sharp. I will think these days if I will start coding in C sharp. You kind of made me think about scripting in C sharp. Um, well, if you don't really need to like do a full switch. You can do some projects in C sharp, see if you like it, and explore. I don't know. I would recommend Unity because that's what I use. And that's like the most popular engine which uses C sharp. See if you like it. See if you like it. Explore the language and the engine, and yeah, but keep Lua because that's the one that you use for Roblox, and you're already with the project there. Or you could migrate all your progress in Roblox and make it into a Unity game. But I don't think that's what you want to do. And I think having your game in Roblox is gonna give you more. Uh, it's gonna be easier for other players to like play your game and for you to get exposure. So I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that second option. And that one guy, I still have the Python files, almost 8 gigabytes worth. So they aren't on my GitHub, but I still have them. Okay, yeah. I kind of just felt embarrassed because they were that bad. Although I was young and I was learning. Yeah, exactly the same as me. And Crafty, you say I just started Unity. Let's see if C Sharp is worth. Uh, yeah, let me know how it goes. Let me know how it goes. And if you have anything that we can help you with, because I think there's multiple people in the community that use C Sharp, posted in help in the Discord server. So maybe we can help you like clear your doubts about C Sharp. Okay. So damage to deal, active status effects, freeze. This is on removing. The freeze status remaining removed. And I guess I need to do this too. If burn status remaining is less than 1, I need to do remove burn status. Yeah, but this is not going to scale. I really need to change this. Element fire burn status remaining is less than 1. Remove current. And that one guy you say, I'm not going to delete them as they are too nostalgic. I'm just going to save them as well as my games. That's a good option. And that one guy you say, I have to go though, peace. Well, it was a pleasure to have you here, that one guy, as always. So thank you, bye bye, and see you in the next one. Okay, so and Crafty, you say howly good. It's easier than Lua. How the heck I didn't think of coding in C sharp? It's kind of easy, very similar to Lua. I don't know if like the similarities because I haven't coded in Lua. I I've seen it, but I haven't coded in Lua. But yeah, C sharp. I think you'll like it. I think you like C sharp. And it's very intuitive too. Like if you know the basic programming concepts, it's a very easy language to get into. Okay, max health, burn health, hit, SFX value is that. Get is that. Okay. I want to separate this with statuses. Mm, here, animation handler. So I need to check or like figure out why I'm calling this multiple times. Mm, well, I want to put the some comments in here. So here I'll do debug.log. I think I can just do. Oh yeah, just go add burn status, and I'll put the time like that. T time time for remove. I'll just do remove, and here I'll just copy this on add and copy this on add and copy this one in here and here. So this is for chucked. This is for chucked. This is for freeze. So I want to see when exactly I'm calling this. Give me just a sec. Be right back. Okay. And Crafty say the words and commands in C sharp aren't complicated. They actually don't overwhelm my mind. And once I understand the logic, writing code feels more organized and Lua and manageable. That's one big point. Well, if you like having to have everything closed and very defined, you're gonna love C sharp. But there are people that just hate it. Like for example, Python doesn't do that. Like it's a little bit more messy because you need to uh, have your indentations in place for things to work. In here, you just need to define where things end, and you have like the brackets too. So that's I don't know if Lua uses brackets to close stuff, or is it, or if it's more like Python. But in here, you have like a lot to do with uh, like in terms of organization, and also you have your regions, which you can use to like compartmentalize certain parts of code. So it's pretty cool. Okay, let's see. Nice phone. Let's use this one. Okay, so I am already calling it, and I haven't even done anything. I'm calling them, and I haven't done anything. And Crafty is saying, man, I kind of gotta go to work in 30 minutes. Are you tomorrow live? No worries. Yes, I am gonna be live. I'm live from Monday to Friday. I always start at the same time. So if you can catch me live once, yeah, you know where I'm gonna be live. Because I started like, let me check. I started let's see, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 3 hours and a half ago, something like that. And I generally stream for like 30 more minutes. So yeah, if you could catch me one time, you probably can catch me all the times in the similar like time. Um, yeah, and don't worry if you gotta go. I get it. It was a pleasure to have you here, and see you next time. Bye bye. Okay, so here removing like remove free status, but it's only the free status that I'm removing. Why is it that it's only the free status? And Crafty say thank you, love your life, bye. Bye bye, thank you for the kind words, and I'll see you next time. Um, let's see. So deactivate set element overlay. Yeah, the problem is not here. Why is it that I'm calling? Why is it that I'm calling the free status adding and removing, and I'm not calling the other ones? Let's see where I have that happening. Because maybe it's because the way I overwrite stuff. Mm, what about, yeah, let's go to enemy health, for example. Let's look at, oh, here, add free status. I do the base in here, add burn status. Oh, but yeah, I don't want to do this in here. It's not add burn in here. It's add freeze status. Got freeze status. Oh, here when I do the reset enemy, it's gonna be remove shock status, and also remove burn status. Now what else? Shock, add, remove freeze, add freeze, and I don't have anything else. So the other ones are gonna be controlled by the base health script. Yeah, let's see on player health, for example. Shock, freeze. Okay, good. On the flying enemy, remove freeze, add shock, remove shock. Okay, animation handler. Yeah, the animation handler doesn't have anything to do with this, I think. I think I can just close it and it should be okay. Flying enemy animation handler. I think this one I can close too. So I just like my concern now is just figuring out why I'm calling these functions multiple times where I shouldn't in all of these health scripts. So let's see. Let's press play again. Maybe that was messing with. I doubt is that was it. But let's try it. Let's see. Yeah, remove chart status. Yeah, still calling it a lot of times. I need to really check out where I'm calling it inside the function more than anything else. Yeah, because in here, flying enemy health, I'm just gonna use the base. Probably I can just close this. The problem is not here. I think the problem is just in the health, on the base health script. Because here I don't use it anywhere else. I'm not overriding anything, so shouldn't be a problem. On enemy health, for example, remove and add are just called once or overridden once. So the big problem is here. The big problem is here. So let's see. Just one sec. Yeah, are both streams running? Yeah. Just letting it, or just checking. Okay, so I'm gonna check every single time I'm calling this in here. Okay, burn is not being called that many times. Remove burn, not that many either, just here. But what about add freeze? Add freeze is being called here, here, well here, here and here. Okay, add show status only being called there. Okay. So I'm only calling these ones, the removing and adding in two places. I want to go back and check on the console which is getting called more. Because if I'm calling the one like just one time, it doesn't matter. I need to get the one that is called multiple times. Remove choke status. I think I'm gonna also add to this thing here, or to all these messages in here, I'm gonna add something. So what I will add is the entity that is calling this entity name, and I'll do the brackets here, and I'll just do transform name. So the entity name, I'll keep it there just so I know what exactly is calling it. If it was in any other case, this is working. This is working, and we have the particles working and everything. Okay, so what's happening here? If flying enemy eyes, for example, it's calling set element overlay, remove burn status, and set element overlay, assigning a color and intensity to overlay depending on element. And this is not well written overlay. Overlay. Okay, I'm not going to save that because I don't want this to recompile. Okay, now going back to this, we have the flying enemy eyes setting the element overlay, then removing the free status, setting the overlay, removing and setting, removing and setting. Okay, so we are calling remove a lot of times. A lot of times. So remove burn status. So who is calling burn or remove burn? The same enemy, it seems. Because well, it's enemy eyes. Remove burn status. Let me get into the enemies. Okay, what I'll do is I'm going to keep this. Oh, I'm gonna keep this playing for a little while, so all the enemies can spawn. Then I'm going to only keep one enemy. I'm gonna clear all the messages and see just the messages from one enemy, so I can see exactly what's happening in there and figure out how to solve this. Okay, so I think I can just eliminate them. There should be 5 enemies, I think. Yeah, let's keep. Which one should we keep? Let's keep the other one. This one. Okay, I'm gonna go to the console. Game. Yeah, console clear. Game. I'm gonna resume. Okay, what can this enemy tell us? The enemy. Okay, the player is setting the element overlay tool. And the player is calling remove burn status, for example. Okay, you know what? I'm not going to even do this. I think the player is also doing it. So now if we get here, I should get messages before. Okay, remove check status, remove burn status. Okay, let's just figure out why we are calling this multiple times. So it's on removing more than anything else. It's not adding, it's removing that's being called multiple times. So it's not on die, because die only happens when the player or the entity doesn't have any more health. It's gonna be here. So here, I need to call remove burn status or add burn status. Mm-hmm. You know what I was doing before maybe wasn't that bad either. Remove burn status. Because I can just keep in here. I'm gonna do the same that I was doing before, where I did the statuses here. Let's do statuses, and here I'll just do protected, pool. Yeah, protected pool. And this is going to be for burn. So burn status. I'll do 3 more. For shock and freeze. Like that. Okay, so these are going to start at as false. And in here, I'll just want to call this on here if the burn status is true, I'm gonna call remove burn status here. If freeze status is true, I'm gonna call this one here. If shock status is true, I'm gonna call this one. And I'll have to do the same with the other one. So here, let's see the removing function calls. Here, add burn status. I'm just gonna do if burn status equals false. I'll call this. If the free status equals false, I will call the add freeze. And here, if the choke status is not active already, so it's false, I'm gonna add the choke status. And here I'll have to do what I was doing before. So here for add burn status is going to be burn status equal true. Here is going to be burn status equals false. For here is going to be free status equals true. For this one, free status equal false. This one is going to be shock status equal true. I'm just going to copy this one, put it in here, move it here, and set it to false. If that solves our problem, that would be great. That would be great. Because I still need to like rework the way it works, but it would be great that it would at least be a quick patch while I do the reworking. Okay, I think that was it. So I needed to check before I added that. Yeah, I needed to check before. So here, what if I do a fire? Fire one. Has the particles going on, and also the burning one. And Nick, you're here. You say, did you learn Polish Roman or not? I didn't learn Polish. Welcome to the stream, Nick. Good to have you here. So let me show you. Well, this is what I've been working on today. So it's more feedback for what the statuses of the enemies are. So yeah, as you can see, I just fixed this, by the way. If they are on fire, well, will the fire effect go away? What's the duration of the fire effect? Is it like 4 seconds or something? Let me check that. But yeah, let's go, for example, if I go here and I use the chain lighting, it's gonna overwrite that, and they are gonna have that Fresnel effect going on. And those guys too. It's independent on what the enemies are. Like, they all have the same effect. And Nick, you say I was preoccupied by SCP. I figured you were. And how did your game go? And Mijo, you say Roman, yeah, Leniu. What's that? Leniu, I see. I'm not sure what you're saying. And Mijo, you say, oh, I just came back too. This looks good. Well, it is being well. It works, but it is very wonky. It's very janky. The way it works, because I had to basically do a check for every single status, like just to know if they were active, instead of, like, I don't know, checking the lists. And Nick, you say, I'm still playing. Totally removed all players from existence last game. Nice. Okay, so now that this works, I need to make some notes for me, because I need to rework the health script completely, probably. So here, notes for me. Oh yeah, I was going to do a version yesterday, like having a build, or made a build yesterday, but I didn't do it because I was in the middle of implementing something else. So yeah. Now, also, notes for me. I need to rework. I could probably make it a task. I just don't do it. I just won't do it on stream. Here. So rework or refactor the health script. So it's going to be programming. There's not a bug or anything, but it's clean up the health script. And me always say, oh yeah, even Nepo asked for multiplayer Wizard game. Multiplayer when? Version 4? Well, I guess so. I guess so. Version 4, but not 04. Uh, I don't know. I have to do a lot of stuff. Um, I have been told it is easier to start a game and make it multiplayer from the beginning rather than having a complete game and uh, making it multiplayer. If I have multiplayer, I will do it after I have the main game. If the main game it releases and it's well received enough, I will do multiplayer. Probably. There's still a chance that I don't do it, uh, but yeah, that's something that I would like to do. See, yeah, Jeleniwi, however you pronounce it, says or means he's lazy. I think. Yeah, not for not for 0.4. Is it masculine? Yeah, at this point, I'm just an entity without any gender associated. Okay, so refactor the health script also. I thought I had to refactor something else. Well, I'm in the middle of refactoring the animation system, so that's something. But I'm sure I wanted to rework something else too. Here, let's do player entity data, status effect, spawner. Uh, I don't remember what it was. I don't really remember what it was. Uh, I guess it wasn't that important then. Let's hope not. I'm just gonna save this and Nepo is a back. Oops. What's up, Nepo? Welcome back to the stream. So yeah, I'm gonna do a commit in here. And oh, before I do a commit, well, I could do a commit anyway, but yeah, before I do a commit, let me show you what we have done. So here, for example, if I select the fireball, let me go into this zone here. And need to say I'd like to for Slack to be a command. But it could be. Um, yeah, so if I get here to damage some enemies and I burn them, you'll see there's like a Fresnel effect going on them. Like everywhere on them. You know? And for example, it's not only for the fire spell or fire spells, but for example, they attack me, and yeah, it's working for every entity. So you see, I have that effect going on. Yeah, that's what I've been working on. Exactly what I've been working on. So Nepal, one slack for me is more than enough. And you always say, "Hey, rig the slot machines again." And Nepal say they're on fire. Yeah, I'm excited for your next build. Not gonna lie, you put in work. I use it for work. Um, yeah, I think it's gonna be good. Well, the next build is gonna be the one with the settings menu. So let me tell you what is gonna be missing from that build because I still want to do like 04. In 04, I'm gonna include a lot more stuff because there are many things that are not yet um, how they should be for a build. Let me see. In history, if we go back to the pause menu and audio clips cooldown, probably I can do a build from here. Or here. Yeah, probably here. And yeah, because all of these are gonna like basically don't work the same anymore. So yeah, from here I could do a build, and I was gonna do a build yesterday. Uh, I don't know if I'll tell you, but I was gonna do a build yesterday, but I was in the middle of like changing something, so I had a lot of things here on the on changes on GitHub, so I didn't want to mess that up. Me always say Nepal Romans planning to delay multiplayer by 4 years. And Nick, you say, was that not the case earlier? No, it wasn't the case earlier. Why are you glowing though, lore-wise? When you get hit by an ice spell, that's just yeah, for when you get hit by something, you get that status effect. Well, I'm not delaying anything. I didn't even say the game was gonna be multiplayer. Uh, I want the game to be multiplayer someday, but I didn't say anything about really making it multiplayer. I would like to, but I'm not going to promise anything. Okay, so let's see. Um, status effects overlay or material overlay overlay. Yeah, so uh, that's gonna be well. Let's do a description for this. So when an entity gets damaged by a spell carrying an element, it will um, enable an overlay color, overlay Fresnel. It enable an overlay Fresnel with in the material with the color of the element. That's it. Yeah, that's it. So I can just commit the 39 files and push to origin. Oh, this was running while I was doing this. Well, I guess it's not going to be a problem with, not going to give us any problems. Um, and Nico said, yeah, but you're like absorbing it. You're glowing. I mean, I'm gonna change it later probably. Like I still have to do. If you go into my Notion thingy here, you will see that I want to do more things related to this before I have version 0.2. Well, I thought I said, I don't know if I said it, but I said it's gonna be this week that I was gonna release 0.4. Well, you have seen the rate that I work on stuff. You have seen everything, so you can't really tell me uh, I'm I'm yeah, I'm changing or delaying stuff because of being lazy. Like I'm putting the work here. It's just that these things take time, and I want to make the best thing that I can for the versions because the versions should be like each major version. It doesn't matter the 0. X point whatever, it doesn't really matter, it could be anything, but for the major version releases, so for 0. X, I really wanted to be like uh cool enough, and I still have to like put materials on on these effects, or yeah, just putting materials on these effects. So not it's not going to only be the Fresnel. It's going to be the Fresnel plus a texture. But I wanted to have this. Yeah, I wanted to have this working before I added anything else. Um, because why spend a lot of time touching the materials or whatever if you're not going to be able to see the thing yet? So yeah, first working and then I'm gonna improve it. And also I have to like when you for the lighting effect, when you hit an enemy, I also want to try to display rays going from the impact to other enemies, to the enemies that were also affected, so the player knows like that's how it works, you know. And you have like some more visual feedback, so it's very very clear what's happening with that. Because otherwise it would be like the player would be taking guesses on how that works. So yeah, I think I've got a lot for today, and I've worked a fair amount today. Gonna work some more, but off stream because I want to do like some reworking. So I think I'm gonna leave it here. But first, let me rate you before I go. Say, what's the Lord there? And the wizard has a way to keep the effects around him to make sure his clothes aren't harmed. And Nepal say, I mean, whether you add it or not, it does have a strong potential for one. A lot of people say, uh, what is BTF? Uh, oh, yeah, it would be great on mobile. But whether I do that or not, yeah, but Bullet Tank Frenzy would be great on mobile. But whether I do that or not, not sure. Yeah, it's a complicated thing. Like it just adds so much development time for not that much content. Uh, but it is great. I think the best the best games or the games that I've had much like the most fun in have been multiplayer games. So I am truly considering it. Like it's something that I really really want to do, but I can't say with good conscience that I can't promise it with good conscience. And me always say both of those are good ideas, and none of you are fully sure about it. Game dev logic, and you say I want to get ice and fire at the same time just to see what happens. Well, I'll probably do that. You can only have one status. One status overrides the other. It's gonna be the simplest way to do this because otherwise, um, yeah. If you have any idea of how it could work, send it like DM me or something. Because for now, I just think I'm gonna make the effects override each other. Like, yeah, there's going to be like only one effect be able to be in one entity at the same time just because it's easier. But if you have any other idea of how to tackle that, DM me, please. Say Nepal, Bullet Frenzy, and my streamer friend on Twitch likes your game. Well, I'm very glad. I'm very glad. And Nick, you say bad idea, but sure. Give me a better idea, Nick. You are the game designer here, and I will listen. Okay, I'll leave it here. I'll leave it here. Thank you for joining. Really, really appreciate it as always. And talk to you later. See ya. Bye bye. Until next time. You say that the textures can combine like two different colored watery effects. I would have to do color mixing. I'm gonna consider. I'm gonna consider. Yeah. Bye bye. Bye bye.